right. Thank you, team, so much for jumping on the call this morning. I appreciate it. Today, episode 218, Become the CEO of Your Business in 2024 is the name of the call. But before I get into that, I want to remind you of my professional purpose, and that is to help you, the broker advisor, optimize your productivity and help you become the best version of yourself. Why? Because happy brokers sell more real estate. And I do that by helping you handle challenges and opportunities that you face every single day. And if you can effectively manage certain situations that arise on a daily basis in your business, you'll be more productive and live a life that is the best version of you. And my ask is that you listen today. You listen to these calls as if we are on a one-on-one coaching session with me in my office or on the phone. On this 218th episode of my Monday Morning Pep Talk, we will start the sequence of building on Take Flight version 4.0, that content that I put in course format last year. And I've stated over and over that all success starts with the proper mindset. Okay. And in 2024, I want all of you to start thinking like a successful CEO. 2024 is a year I want you to become the CEO of your business. A CEO's primary responsibilities are company strategy, financial oversight, managing the execution of company initiatives. Okay. That company being your business. And those key words in that job description are strategy and execution. As we wrapped up Take Flight version 4.0 on our last call in December, I mentioned that I have been inspired by the 12-week year by Brian Moran and EOS, which is entrepreneurial operating system based on a book written by Gino Wickman called Traction. And essentially, giving yourself 4 deadlines a year is so much more effective than focusing on annualized year-long goals. And chunking things down using a periodization strategy is really the key to goal attainment. As we officially move into 2024, I want to take you through a process today that I've created, that I've used for myself, that will help you identify where exactly your real estate brokerage business stands today and how you can move it forward each day in 2024. A successful CEO would do the following or something similar. So here's this 7-point process. I want to see you almost take a moment and step away from your business, step outside of your business and look at it kind of visually, right? And as almost as if you are taking over that somebody else's business, right? You're coming into it, you're looking at it. And I want you to accurately rate that current business after you've had a chance to kind of evaluate. I want you to rate that business using the Take Flight progress tracker that I created late last year. It was on my second to last episode. I guess that would have been episode 216 on the email. We'll also link it in the email for tomorrow. But essentially, there are 5 sections of Take Flight, okay, which are mindset and your vision, habits and routines, database and relationship management, systems and processes, and then you've got your marketing and personal branding. There's those 5 sections of Take Flight, 26 subcategories in those five areas, and there's 5 levels of which you can rate yourself, and that is NA, which is not applicable for you. And most of them will be applicable, trust me. They're stuck, meaning that it is something that you've tried to do, just couldn't get a process started, or you had it created and it was working, and then you took a step back and you're stuck. There's in process, which means that you're working on a part of your business. There's proficient, which would almost be the same as mastery, right? You created it, you're executing on it. It's working for you. And then there's 30,000 feet, which is a Take Flight reference for when you're at a point where you're just pulling the engines back in that area, and you're just making small changes, keeping that flight or that process on track. So that's 30,000 feet. So those are those 5 areas. Then what a CEO does is they look at where their where they're at currently, okay, by rating themselves. And then they say, where do I want to go? Where do I want to take this business? And this is where you've got your 3-year vision and your goal. Okay. And if you got questions about that, I invite you to go back and listen to episode 184 and 185 from Take Flight version 4.0. That would have been 2 episodes that I would have done probably in late February of last year. Go and listen to those if you need a refresher on that part of becoming a CEO of your business, right? Number 3, once you've done those 2 things, then I want you to do a complete download of all the projects that you should be creating in 2024. Okay. Go back into that progress tracker and you say, where am I stuck? What do I need to work on? What am I in process in? What do I need to move forward? And I want you to do a full download on those projects that you know that you need to get done. I kind of call it a brain dump, right? And that is step number 3. Now, step number 4 is rank your projects and identify priorities. What's the low hanging fruit? What's the low hanging fruit? What can I get the biggest impact, the lowest, cost in the quickest amount of time, right? High impact, low cost, and easy to implement. We're looking for those first, and we're gonna put those into your initial quarter. So the quarter that we're in right now, we're going to talk about those projects and we want to get those done. All right. I want you to, if you've got a lot of areas that you need to work on, I want you to focus on mindset and vision, habits and routines, and database and relationship management. Those are the foundational areas of your business. If we were building a house, like you've heard me say this, if we were building a house, that's like everything up to drywall. Okay. Everything up to drywall. Let's get that house ready to finish off. But you have to do vision, mindset, habits and routines, and database and relationship management first. All right. Work down and to the right on that tracker. Um, Now, like I said, we're gonna evaluate that, evaluate our current workload and put those high priorities into that quarter that we're currently in. And number 6, you want to execute, right? Execution. This is where most people fail, especially this time of year, right? We've just come out of all of these declarations on Instagram and everybody's talking about their ins and outs and their New Year's resolutions, and that, there's a lot of puffery around goal attainment in that last couple days of December and the first couple days of January. But you know that most people do not execute on what they say they're going to execute on. This is where the quarterly initiatives come in beautifully. What I love about the 12-week years, it's got the quarterly and then the weekly goals. And then, as you know, if you're going to win the week, you got to win the day. If you're going to win the day, you got to win the morning. So there's all of these things that you need to focus on and execute. You need to track. You need to repeat it daily and weekly. There's a word in there I want you to mention. I want you to take note of. I use the word tracking or track. Execute, track what you know that you need to execute on. Repeat it daily and weekly, like a drum beat, like a drum beat, like a drum beat, like a drum beat. This is how people become successful. They do the same things that they know that work over and over and over and over again. Okay. If you need tracking devices, you go to my website at askjimmiller.com. In the Take Flight section, I've got a habit tracker. I've got some marketing tracking mechanisms. You're going to find that that document that we just talked about, the Take Flight progress tracker, is all there. All these little documents that I've created for myself over the years, I've taken them and I've branded them and I've put them on my site. Oh, and the daily time management form is in there as well. Some really, really great content that I've created over the last 10, 15 years, and I know works. All right. All right. So that was number 6. Number 7, repeat the process during the final week of each quarter and plan the next quarter. Okay. That's it. You are constantly monitoring your progress through that progress tracker. You're executing consistently. And one of the things that you have to track is your every single day actually is your 3-year vision and your goals. Okay. That is something that is part of your mindset maintenance strategy, which is looking at your goals and your vision 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. So many brokers and high performers want to skip right over that. They want to get right into the action. Okay. So important that you tell your mind what you're focused on. Again, earlier in the call, I brought up strategy and execution, and creating the strategy piece, like I mentioned, is the easy part. That's fun, right? You're sitting down, you're creating your goals and your plans and all of that. It's the execution part that most people have an issue with. And what separates a really good CEO from a failed CEO is that daily execution and a consistent drumbeat of inspecting what you expect out of yourself, inspecting what you expect out of yourself. That simple 7-step process I outlined today is your key to stabilizing and growing your business in 2024. This is the exact process I use and have been using for the last 2 years, which have been, quite honestly, my most productive years for me personally. And it's not even close. The separation between winning and losing is in the industry, as you know, is accelerating quickly. It is becoming a business and an industry of winners and losers. Okay. Um, you see that gap growing, market shares moving to the people that execute. And it is, like I said, it is that separation is widening, and it's going to widen really quick in the next 2 to 3 years. So if there was ever a year for you to get serious about your business, and I mean this wholeheartedly, it is this year. Okay. Um, and it really does come down to your commitment level and your ability to execute on it. Everything that you need to do is on take flight. It's on these calls. Um, As you guys know, this is what I do. I don't hunt. I don't fish. I don't boat. I don't ski. I don't golf. I don't do guys trips. This is what I do. I study the industry. I study high performance, and I'm bringing it to you every week. So join me each week in 2024 as I will be bringing you these ideas, the skills you need, the scripts to use, and the hard hitting truths to get you to the next level. If you are not getting my weekly email, send me an email to jim@askjimmiller.com. That's jim@askjimmiller.com. Or just go onto my Instagram profile at Ask Jim Miller to register. It's right there if you want my weekly time, my weekly email. So one little recommendation too that I have on those is I would create a folder in your email and take those emails and drop them in there, because you can refer back to them very, very easily. I know I've had a lot of people that have told me that that's what they do. And if they get stuck in a certain area, they go back because they like to read the transcript. So that's something that you may want to do. So with that being said, everyone, Happy New Year. I really do want 2024 to be your best year yet. Thanks, team, for jumping on, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.